It's just Petra going into the... Well, no, I don't think she uses our own, um, like, chapel. I think she finds maybe a communal space that worships the Luxon, in a district of town that she is more comfortable being in, which means none of the rich stuff.
Yeah.
She would find some communal space, probably like outside, maybe, that is in like one of the poorer districts of town, and she would pray there.
Yeah, there are quite a few churches of the Luxon just all throughout Rossona.
I don't think she wants a church. I think she wants like something
like a park.
Well, maybe more like a, those, this is terrible, but those like spontaneous memorials people make when someone like important in a community has died, and it's just like a spot at a place outside, and it's just like littered with candles and things.
Or like murals and stuff like that, where like some person in the community like painted or something like that.
Yeah, like stuff of theirs or stuff that they would have given to them, and like candles and flowers and just like something that's like completely impromptu but also created by people, like out of the blue.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I sort of like the idea of like in like one, maybe in like the Coronas or something, there's just like an area that has like slowly over time like become that place, like become that memorial. Like people will come there and like leave things for their loved ones. And there's just like art on like the wall, and like people just kind of leave things at like the base of the wall, and like people like probably come here and pray as well.
Yeah, she would definitely choose something like that. And I think like maybe like on the wall, it's not like, maybe it was almost like kind of a graffitied mural, I think, that was like put up after this memorial started to like actually become a space for people to work on together. And I think like the graffitied mural is probably like of the Luxon and of like, I don't know, I don't have time to think about exactly what the art piece looks like, but like maybe a couple of faces in this like this smaller like area of Rossona like would recognize, and it's just them. And then I think there's probably like a space right next door where it's just like on the wall, like littered with messages by people about, not even just about like loved ones, but about things they're scared of, things that they are hopeful for, things that have just like fucking happened to them during the day, and they just wanted someone to know. And maybe it's just, or just like names of people who've died. And I think it's probably just like a lot of, it's just like a space that's filled with a lot of life, I think, even if there's no people present at the moment. And I think Petra would just like find that. I think specifically she does this like when it's raining. She has no problem being like sopping wet. I think that actually sort of feels a little bit better here, to just be like praying in cold rain at night here. And I think I don't know if she doesn't have like, oh wait, fuck, she does. Yeah, she has have never used the spell in my life, but she has continual flame. So I think she lights all of these candles, and they can't be unlit by the rain or by anything else, because it lasts until dispelled. So and it can't be quenched. So I think she just like goes to town on all of these candles and casts the spell to make sure that they all stay lit for a long time, especially during the rainstorm here. So it's kind of like a weird visual here of her just like in sort of like crouched down, like kind of like a gremlin, um, just sopping wet and lighting all of these candles. And I think after she lights them all, she just kneels on the ground. Maybe there's a puddle that's like adjacent, and she probably gets her knees in it. And I don't know what she would say specifically, but she just prays, I think, for the people of the city and for the people of the entire continent. And she just wishes for them to be safe in whatever way possible for them. And I just think she sort of sits there for maybe a couple of hours and just thinks about everything that has happened and everything that will happen and everything that could have happened but didn't and everything that maybe should have happened but didn't. All of those possibilities and just solidifying that whether or not she likes it, she's on the path that she's on now. And I don't think it's that she feels confident in it's something that she needs to do, but it's something that she has set out for herself and will do. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say like it's very calm in here, almost like strangely so. And it's just kind of silent all around. Like the only noise you hear is like the patter of the rain, the occasional like strong gust of wind, or the crack of thunder kind of off in the distance. Just kind of leaving you alone with your thoughts. And yeah, you come to this kind of like sort of sense of resilience. Is that the word? I don't know, I don't know, assurance.
Is that
In what
something you think that
you
she would come up with herself or something that is like an external force? Because I don't think she feels reassured or in any way confident in what she's doing. And I don't know if praying alone will fix that.
I think
I don't think it's something that can be fixed.
yeah. I think it feels like an external thing. It feels like an external force, like, and it's not even really saying that like this is going to be like the right thing to do or anything. It's just kind of like this is the path that you have chosen, and this is the path you're heading towards now. Um, I don't think it's yeah.
Okay. And then I think after that, she feels very tired and stiff because she has been sitting here for a long time thinking about this and just being quiet, which is something I want to emphasize is really fucking hard for her to do. Just like be still and like not even like meditate, but just like try to have no thoughts, because she is not someone who stands still. Um, so doing this is very difficult for her. And I think after all of it's done, she feels very stiff and very tired. And I don't know if, yeah, I mean, even with an external force, just reassuring what she had already came to the conclusion herself, I don't think it really changes anything, but yeah, it sure happened.
All right.
That's it.
So, okay. I would say a couple of days later, I think this is kind of around like the end of 2 weeks or so, maybe like 10 days in to the 2 weeks. Assuming Petra is like at home or at Castle Fantastic at this point. I think kind of around like, I would say kind of around like lunchtime or so, you hear a knock at your door.
It is second nature for me to let Clarence take care of it, because he always does. So I think Petra is just like I think what she's doing right now is cleaning the chapel, just tidying it up. And she hears the knock at the door, and she's like, "Okay, Clarence will let me know if it's important." So
Yeah. And
she thinks like she's like it's never for me, so I'm not gonna answer it.
yeah, I think it's kind of weird. Like outside, you hear like someone like you hear like kind of quick footsteps suddenly, almost like rushing towards the doorway, and then you hear like a bit of a muffled conversation outside, and then the door kind of like swings open, and you see Corvus, one of your guards, steps into the house. And I don't think he knows where you are right now. So he just kind of like calls out into the house like, Ms. Verdanovsky, you have some visitors. Are you home right now? And he just kind of calls out into the house.
I take my earbuds out, huh?
Yeah, like I think you can hear him kind of like stepping away from the front door, and he starts like walking into the hallway, like in front of the chapel. He's just calling out like, Ms. Verdanovsky.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll walk upstairs.
Yeah, you make your way to like the front hallway, and yeah, you see Corvus there. He's like, yes, Miss Vernovsky, you have some visitors.
Who?
Your mother and your brother are here to see you.
I'm sorry, did you check if they were like real? Like that's actually them?
He pauses for a moment. He's like, as far as I could tell, I did not detect any sort of illusory magic.
Is it something that you can detect? Did you do that?
He pauses for a moment. He's like, I can look really hard at them, see if I can see through them. I'm afraid I don't have magical capabilities, but.
Okay, well, okay. Just let them into the living room, foyer, whatever we have. I'll get cleaned up.
Right, I'll let them in. Yeah, he turns back and opens the door. Are you just kind of like waiting there, or are you?
I said I was gonna get cleaned up.
Okay, so you're like
So
head upstairs, or
I head upstairs while he lets them in, and I don't actually think I need to get cleaned up at all. I was just like fucking dusting. So I think I go into my room and I have a very small panic attack, and then I come back downstairs.
Yeah, you come back downstairs. You make your way to like the. Yeah, you guys don't really have like a living room space. So you come down and you find them. They're seated at like the dining room table. You can see
I was gonna
Clarence.
say it's established that we have a couch.
Yeah, you guys might have a couch in like the
We
study
might.
library, I guess. Um,
I
We
thought
have a couch with a
Yuvalier
wall.
Yuvalier sat on the couch and
I can see
counted the
you guys.
tiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he was doing that in like the study, just kind of blankly looking up. So yeah, sure, they'll be in there. As you kind of make your way to like the doorway of the study, you can see that Clarence is in there. He's like currently setting down like a pot of tea and like coffee with like some empty cups. And when he hears you come in, he kind of turns around and he gives you like a low bow and he's got, I'll leave you to yourselves. And he just kind of exits out of the study. And yeah, looking over, you can see seated at the couch your mother and your brother. Stepan looks about how you would think he would, just kind of like a lanky teen. He he kind of looks like a little bored, but when he's just kind of like looking around at the books on the walls. But when you come in, he kind of looks over and gives you a small smile. And yeah, your mother as well. She looks like a little older than you may remember her. Although, yeah, not too much time has passed since you last saw her, but
No, it's been like a week.
there's just this kind of like sense of like, I don't know. She just kind of seems like tired. She kind of looks over to you. You can see sitting in front of the table that there's like a little. There looks to be like a basket of some sort that's like covered with a cloth, presumably for like the rain. Um, but yeah, when she sees you enter, um, she sort of gets up from her from sitting. She looks over to you and she comes closer to you and she's like, hi Petra, sorry for kind of dropping in on you like this, but I know you and your friends are busy, just kind of getting ready for everything. But I wanted to see you once more before everything goes down.
Hi.
How are you doing? How have things been?
Um, did you want me to say good?
She pauses and she's like, I imagine things aren't going very great at the moment now.
Yeah, it hasn't. You know, things have happened. Yeah. But you're here because why again?
We wanted to see you before you go, and she just kind of pauses, like go and fight a god. And even as she says that, it's just kind of like almost out of disbelief a little, but
Right, yeah. Seems like everybody knows that. Okay, well, yeah, she does kind of like a weak, like, that thing people do, and they're like, oh, I'm here. And then they, like, raise their arms a little bit, but it's, like, kind of, like, as, like, I'll be like, ta-da, but it's just kind of, like, weak. And she's like, well, here I am.
I think it it almost looked like, yeah, like it looks like your mother has kind of come closer to you, and then she kind of like turns back around and starts like going back to her seat, almost like kind of like motioning for you to come sit as well. I don't know if you do so, but
Petra, like, just is so hesitant to do anything with this woman right now because she, like, distanced herself from her because she didn't want her mom to get her hopes up that she would be alive. And she is also distancing herself because she fully still associates with her father. So she's like, I'm just gonna maybe stand by a bookshelf.
Okay. I think for a brief moment, your mother kind of looks over to your brother, and she just kind of like gives him a look, kind of like a pointed look, and he kind of reads the look, and he kind of like jumps up from his seat, and he's just like, I'm gonna go occupy myself outside. I'll see you later. And he just kind of awkwardly just kind of like slips out of the room. Um, and your mother looks over to you, and she's like, there's also some matters to speak to you about regarding your father.
Okay. Shoot.
And she kind of just like runs her hand through her hair. She's like,
She does it in the way Petra does it.
yeah. um, we, father has left the greenhouse. Val's parents were very, they were very accommodating, but we figured it would be best for him to go his own way for now. They,
What does that even mean? The man couldn't speak and he couldn't walk.
he's she kind of pauses and she's like, he's recovered a bit. He can, with the help of their she kind of looks a little confused. She's like, with the help of their healing magic and some of their own recovery methods, he can take care of himself for the most part. They do have someone still just kind of attending to him for the time being, but they've moved him out into an apartment in Asarius for the time being. She kind of pauses and she's like, and I don't know. You look at her and she seems to be having like a pretty hard time just kind of like getting the words out of her mouth. She just kind of seems very I don't know, like uncomfortable, very I don't know, like all of this is just kind of hard for her to say.
Petra is patient.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she just kind of stops for a moment and like takes a long sip of her drink. My mouth is getting dry.
She says that.
Why say that? I don't know why my mouth is getting so dry. Oh my god.
Too much yelling over Uno.
Yeah, too much Uno earlier.
Yeah, she kind of hesitates for a moment and before she looks up and says, and I spoke to your father for quite a bit, and considering everything that's happened, everything that was done, we decided it would be best for us to part ways.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know. And I'm sorry you had to do that. Really.
Roll an insight check.
Okay.
23.
That was almost a 4.
Yeah, like as she finally says it, there's like a sense of relief almost that kind of like seems to leave her body. But I mean, yeah, you can see in her eyes that she's clearly very conflicted about all of this. Like, I mean, you know it just as well as her, but all of this has been quite a bit of a roller coaster ride. You like she thought he was dead for years, and suddenly you bring him back, but just with kind of all the knowledge of everything that went down, and yeah, she, after she finally says that, she kind of it almost seems like all of the energy that was like keeping her like propped up, she just kind of like sinks back into the couch almost, and like her shoulders kind of just like droop. Before she, yeah.
I think Petra really doesn't want to like touch her or anything right now. She doesn't want her mom to feel like that. I don't know. Petra's like really here, I think. But seeing her just like deflate after saying that, I don't really think she can stop herself from just walking over there and sitting down next to her.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's strange, like you like just kind of getting another look at her, like just kind of brings back a lot of memories of your youth. Like seeing how much she's aged, um, how much she's kind of gone through. Um, yeah, I think when you come and sit down by her, she just kind of she just kind of looks up and gives you like a, I don't know, it almost kind of like she like nods at you and almost kind of seems to be like a like she's looking at you trying to say like I'm okay, I'm gonna be okay. I don't know if you believe that.
I mean, yeah, I think that when she looks at Petra with like that, I think Petra like vocalizes, "You don't have to be." I know us Verdanovskis like to tell everybody we're fine when we're not, but I've been learning that that is probably not a healthy behavior.
Her voice kind of breaks a little, and she's like, I don't know if I don't know if I can handle not being okay right now.
Why?
I feel like if I let myself feel everything right now, it'll just I feel like it'll break me. As she looks up to you, you can see there are some tears welling in her eyes.
That's that's just incorrect. I'm sorry. You lived what? Over a decade, 2 decades without this man. And you thought he was dead. How is this any different?
I think she just pauses and but he's not dead. But part of me, she kind of hesitates and I don't think she finishes her sentence. She just kind of, she just kind of like stops herself.
Part of you what?
Part of me wonders if things would be better, less complicated if he was dead, if he had died and I hadn't seen him again. But I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest with you, it probably would have been. Because then at least we could have moved on. Now, all 3 of us, you, me, and Stepan, were like stuck in a feedback loop of mourning him and then realizing he's still alive and then mourning him again.
She just kind of like shakes her head and she's like, and to be honest, I really don't know what to do about it.
I mean, you knew that he was never a good person. Like from the start. How is that not convinced you that maybe he isn't worth your mourning, your attention, your love? I mean, that's what I've realized, I guess.
Roll another insight check.
I worse?
About
The same.
number.
Okay.
I think just kind of looking at her and like I don't know. I think after you say that, there's this look she gives you that it definitely seems like there's a part of her that kind of doesn't want to like the time that they did have together. There's just this part of her that still like clings on to those memories. And just like how like as bad as some of those memories were, like they were just such like a big part of her life. And then even when like she thought he was dead, like that, there was still this kind of like brief and just this like sadness weighing her down. And then like you said, like now that he's not dead, it's strange because that grief almost kind of multiplies in on itself. Yeah, it definitely just seems like she has a hard idea or hard difficulty kind of letting go of that. But at the very least, it seems like she's kind of taken the first step, at least, in this separation. But yeah, it just kind of seems like there's a lot weighing on her at the moment.
I think Petra just says, you've done probably the hardest part, and it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be quick to change yourself, but living in the past is not living at all. And you need to realize that. Or else you're living with ghosts. And ghosts are not warm bodies. You'll just be cold.
Would you roll a... I'd say roll a persuasion check.
Oh, she's not an elf.
she's not. Just that old human
We
woman.
kill her.
Oh,
Reincarnate her. She comes back as an elf.
You have to make sure she comes back as an elf, and not like a
what if she
gnome or
comes back as
something.
like a dwarf or something?
No,
keep
you
going
just
through
kill her again, easy.
Oh my god.
It's so messed up.
Fucking monsters. You monsters.
Traumatizing monsters. What is wrong with you?
It's okay. There's probably a spell to wipe someone's memories.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's real. It does exist.
Yeah.
What the fuck is it called? I know. I'm
Modified
rolling my
memory.
persuade. Yeah, modify memory. Okay,
Modify, yeah.
this is gonna be shitty. Oh, what the fuck?
Wow. What the 23, 23, 20. Oh wait, those all add up to 69.
You know,
Nice.
if you
Nice,
thought about it,
nice,
I
nice,
would have
nice.
hated you.
Nice.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
The Trinity of nice.
Oh my god.
Petra to her very core, the seed. It's always present.
Yeah, as you say that, I think, you know, like someone's words don't immediately fix anything, but just kind of getting that reassurance from you, it does kind of seem to make her. It seems to kind of give her the courage or the strength to kind of keep moving on with this. Like you see her kind of like steel herself, almost to like ready herself or like prepare herself for what is to come, and just kind of like clinging on to that idea that this is something that she needs to be able to get past.
Cool. I think halfway through this conversation, Petra realized that she's like acting as a therapist. Which is fine. That's her mom, so they're allowed to talk about their emotions like this. But Yeah, I don't know. I feel like lately she's been feeling really weird about not indulging more about herself when she's talking to people. A lot of times it's just like her being like, "Oh, well, how does that feel about, what do you feel about this? And why are you doing this? And what's going on in your life?" And whenever someone says, she's doing the Verdanovsky thing. Whenever someone says, "How are you feeling?" She's like, "Can't say it's good," and then doesn't elaborate. Um, and I think she realized that like halfway through this conversation, but she has no fucking idea how to say, "I desperately want someone to ask me if I'm okay," and like be genuine about it. But she just says, I don't even think she says anything. She just like puts a hand on her mom's shoulder and steals.
Both of you are doing the same thing. I think as you put your hand on her shoulder, she kind of turns back and looks to you again. How are... Will you tell me how you're doing, really? What's going on in your mind?
It's a loaded question.
All of this is a little loaded. She just kind of motions to like, you guys have like a big window in the store, in the study, and she just kind of like motions her hands everywhere.
Is it as stormy in Asarius too?
She nods and she's like, yeah, this is, I think this has been going on like everywhere the past couple of weeks.
Mm.
They made like an announcement in town to not worry about it too much, but it's kind of hard
That's a
not
lie.
to, considering what everything looks like. But
I like the I mean, I like the color. I don't really think it looks good on my skin being reflected. You know, makes everything else look red too.
yeah, it's been a little weird. Just everything's just kind of, it's dark scarlet red. It's
Yeah, it makes everything look like it's, I don't know, soaked in blood or something. Which for the city is probably fitting, considering. But Petra's deflecting.
yeah. I think she just kind of gives you like that mom look. She like humors you for the time being almost, but
It's a lot to talk about, and I don't know if I have the time to really dig into all of it. But about a week and a half ago, I died.
she kind of does like a double take, kind of like, wait, what?
Mm, yeah, fully died trying to protect Rux's dad. Saw what's beyond and all of that shit and decided, fuck, they need me here, so came crawling back.
She definitely seems like a loss for words as she just kind of like looks you over. What? Okay. First of all, it's. Oh wow. I don't even know where to start with this.
I didn't want to tell you. I've been distancing myself for you for that exact reason. If I died, then I wouldn't have to fucking talk to you about it. Or if I died, then at least, I don't know. You wouldn't have gotten your hopes up that I came back, but here I am. And here we're having this conversation, so.
I'm assuming one of your friends had the magic to bring you back safely.
Yep.
What did you see? If you don't mind me asking.
Most likely a different afterlife than yours. What it will be. Endless space. Everything. Nothing at the same time, but still something. It's not really easy to articulate.
But you had the choice to come back?
Yeah, my friend was trying to resurrect me. I had to decide. I don't think Petra's gonna tell her mom that she has wanted to die for like
Yeah.
her entire life. That's not something she's just gonna tell her mother. So
How are you dealing with that? Are you dealing with that? That you came back, that you died, and that you're back?
how am I dealing with it? I'm probably going to think about it as little as I can until all of this is over, and then crash and burn, most likely.
I think your mom just kind of she kind of just goes silent for a moment, just kind of looking at you. And like she almost just kind of seems to get like lost in her thoughts or like her memories for a moment. She just kind of watches you for a moment. And I think in her mind, like in her point of view, her mind is just kind of like racing through like the moment you were born, like you growing up as like a little kid, to a teenager, now seeing you as you are now.
This is exactly the thing that Petra wanted to avoid being in the room for.
Yeah.
This is what she's been avoiding this entire time. So watching her mom go through the thing that she has been desperately avoiding breaks her heart.
And like, it's also like people in this world like know that like resurrections and stuff exist, but like in a place like Eurosa especially, like you don't really see that happen. Like it's probably like never happened as long as you were there, or like past 100 years, while like even before you, even now. Like, even though people know it exists, the idea that someone can just come back to life is it's a lot. It's a lot, certainly, but she looks at you and says, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think anyone does the next couple of days. But no matter what happens, and you see her just kind of like close her eyes for a moment. Do you think I don't know. This probably sounds absurd, but are you ready to fight a god? Are you prepared? I don't know if you can be, but
I think Petra's realizing that this line of questioning is the same that she already had this conversation with Liana.
yeah.
So she's like, no. I'm not ready. I'm never going to be ready. And I have accepted that. And you should probably accept that too. Don't get your hopes up.
Your mother looks at you for a long time, and she roll another insight check.
23.
Don't say it. Don't say it, because now I'm not going to roll it.
19.
Oh.
So close.
Ugh, so close.
Guidance.
Right. Let me cast guidance on myself. I'm trying to look at you.
It's I mean, yeah, like looking at your mom, I mean, that in and of itself is also, I mean, all of this in general is kind of difficult to accept that, like, in a few days' time, you're going to be like fighting against a deity, who's, for the most part, they're really just kind of only spoken about in like legend or myth, especially the betrayer gods. And so, like, especially now that you've told her that you've like just recently died already, it, there's this part of her that is trying to steel herself for that outcome. And like in her mind, like she doesn't really know what you you can do and what your friends can do, and like in her mind, like that's probably the like to her, like that's probably the likely outcome um, of someone trying to fight a god. But I mean, also there's a very big part of her that doesn't want to accept that you will die, or that you can die. And I mean, yeah, this again, like as you say that to her, she almost like nods in agreement. But I mean, you can see on her face that it's not something she will buy into or wants to buy into, that idea.
I think Petra just stands up and she says, like I said, don't get your hopes up. I'm gonna go find Stepan. And starts to leave.
Yeah, I think she lets you go.
Where's Stepan?
If you go looking for Stepan, I think he is in. Let's see, where would he have gone? I think you can hear talking from the kitchen. So if you head in that direction, you see your brother's just kind of like seated at like the island in the kitchen. And he's just kind of Clarence is like sitting, or no, like Clarence is like sort of standing off to the side, but you can see the two of them are sharing or eating a bowl of ice cream. They're not sharing one. That would be...
Oh, they're sharing a
Amazing.
banana split.
They have two different bowls of ice cream.
Oh, they're sharing a spaghetti platter. Oh no, the same noodle.
Oh no, Clarence, what are you doing? He is a child.
That's a child.
He's 16 or something.
This is an old man drow.
He's like, maybe he's just out of touch. He's like, is this how we bond with children?
I saw dogs do this once.
Does Clarence have children?
Clarence does not know.
Yeah, what does he know about kids?
Yeah, nothing.
He's living his best life, child free.
True.
I don't know.
Unlike some people.
Clarence has to cook for evil. I think he knows something about children.
Oh, that's true.
He also had to deal with Cassian, so I mean...
That's true.
Also very
Okay,
true.
talk about a man child, yeah.
Wow, is there like a trend or something going on here?
I mean, after
Yeah.
Cassian, I feel like evil is just very uncomplicated.
True.
So
Definitely an
the
upgrade.
question is, if
An improvement.
Evilier had died, would the trend have gone upwards, or would it gone back down to a Cassian? Like,
His new character would have been the most well-adjusted person.
or the worst?
There is no in between.
Actual child.
Yeah, I would have just rolled up a 5-year-old human monk.
Hey Jeb, can I play Boobo?
But yeah, when you do you enter the kitchen, or do you just kind of like watch?
I see that Stepan is busy talking to someone else, and Petra's like, nah, I'm gonna make it a downer, so I'm going to go and be in the backyard. Yes.
I think maybe like 5 or 10 minutes pass. Actually, let me roll something for Clarence. Yeah. Maybe like 5 or 10 minutes pass before the door to the back door opens again. And you see Stepan just kind of like slinking out. He makes his way over to you. Or where are you in the backyard? Are you just kind of like on your
I'm doing
patio, or like?
Hang on, I got this. Okay. Petra is doing this. Oh, for fuck's
Please.
sake. Not again.
What is that?
Oh, you fucking monster.
Just doing what?
Data image JPEG base 64. Blah.
Oh, my dad during the store.
I'm just imagining Petra just standing outside going like
And it goes on for like a full 5 minutes.
Sun comes out and sees
You know
and
that
he
scene in Infinity War where Doctor Strange is looking through all the timelines and it just looks like he's glitching.
Okay. It's this.
And the
There you go.
sound coming out of Petra's mouth is just like the blue screen, like dial-up noise.
It's like old school internet dial-up noise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what it is.
what is
No,
this?
Petra's just standing on the patio looking at the storm, like every Midwestern dad.
Yeah, I don't think your brother says anything. He just kind of quietly comes up next, like standing next to you, and he just kind of looks out at the storm as well.
It's a nasty one.
Yeah, he kind of looks up at the sky and he's like, yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but it seems like it's getting worse the past couple of days.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, the whole world's fucked, so.
Is this storm like doing like, do we need to like worry about being rained on or anything, or like what?
I think the rain is fine. I think it's just rain. I'd watch out for the lightning though.
He nods for a moment before he laughs and he's like, I guess that applies to any sort of storm.
Yeah. I mean, what is a storm if all bark and no bite?
Just kind of goes to silence again for a moment before he, without looking at you, he's just like, how'd the talk with mom go?
As good as it could have gone, which is not great.
Yeah, I don't think that subject can ever really have a good talk.
Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, that part I felt like was fine. I am proud of her for making that step. His other stuff, though, didn't go great, so.
He gives you a look. I mean, I don't know. He's also Verdanovsky, so I don't think he like pries too much, but he's just like he gives you a look like, are you going to go on about what went wrong kind of look. Like a questioning look.
I think there's like a thing between the two of them where it's like they're siblings, so they tell each other things that they don't tell their parents. But I think there are also moments where they also don't tell each other things that they tell their parents. So I think Petra just like looks at him, and I think I don't want this to be like patronizing at all, but I think she just kind of says, or I think she like gives him a look like it's grown up stuff.
You see him just kind of like roll his eyes a little. It's like, sure, whatever you say.
I mean, she didn't say it. She gave him the look that implied that, I guess.
He gives you that same look back. Just kind of like, sure.
This is also her being like, I really do not want to repeat myself for a third time, so I'm just going to not fucking talk about it to you. But yeah, if he doesn't have anything else to say, Petra's just going to be quiet.
I mean, yeah, he as well. I mean, he's just Yeah, like a lot of the time the two of you are together, I think it does just kind of fall into this silence. Um, yeah, he just stands there watching the storm as well, and yeah, you can see Petra. It's definitely getting worse. There are more and more storm clouds. The lightning and thunder is more and more common, or like more consistent as well. The winds kind of blow harder.
Yeah, I don't know. Petra's not intimidated by it.
Yeah.
Because, like, as despite this storm picking up, she hasn't seen anything that it's actually affected other than it raining.
Hmm.
So she's like, hasn't torn down buildings, hasn't started any tornadoes, hasn't struck a person and killed them. Why should I be scared of this? It's just another storm. I worshipped fucking Cord. I don't give a shit about a storm. She's not scared.
But yeah, I think. I mean, yeah, I don't know. How long do you think Petra stands out there with him in silence?
I don't know. She kind of feels she like. It seems like she thinks that he would just get bored and wander off and do something else. So she just stands out there and just, I don't know. If she had a fidget spinner, she would be fidget spinning.
Yeah, I think at one point you see him just kind of discreetly, but also you're like the only person there, so he doesn't seem to mind too much. But he just kind of pulls out like another like a fancy looking blade. He just kind of messes around with it for a bit, and he just kind of looks up into the sky. It's like I think I've gotten pretty good at that spell you taught me.
Oh, deadass.
Yeah.
Use it on anybody yet?
No, everyone at the greenhouse they're too nice to punch with something like that.
But they're all like druids and shit. If you punch them, they can just heal
I
themselves.
mean,
It's
yeah,
fine.
they could take it probably, but and honestly, there's one of them is like learning to like fight with a sword and stuff. So I think it would be fun to like spar with her, but I don't think any
You
of the
should.
adults in the room would be too happy about it. But
Just make sure the adults aren't in the room. It's obvious.
yeah, it would be nice to see what that spell can actually kind of do, but
Petra doesn't believe in parental supervision.
Clearly.
Surprising.
yeah, I mean, yeah, and
Wait till
Stepan
Cody
himself, he
starts
has a bit of
burning
a
stuff down.
rebellious streak himself, so he's just kind of
Yeah,
like,
Petra's like, you live and learn, right? You burn something down, you won't do it again, probably.
I mean, yeah, like we don't really know the full, or I don't really know the full capability of it. You might, but I don't, so I should figure that out, right?
Yeah, you should. Just don't kill anybody, though. Unless you like really hate them and they deserve it, then that's probably fine. I'm not supposed to be a good role model, do you?
He kind of like hisses through his teeth, and he's like, "Yeah, it would go really bad if I killed one of them at the."
Don't fucking okay. I know I'm not supposed to be. I just said that I'm not supposed to be a good role model to you, but just don't fucking kill any of Val's family. Are you joking? You live there, and also like that's Val's family.
Exactly. I'm saying I shouldn't. So,
Well, what I'm saying is that if you do, make sure it's not one of them.
yeah, he's
Have
like, yeah.
someone else.
Yeah, there are plenty of other people who deserve it.
I haven't spent too much time in the city, honestly. So I haven't really met a lot of people.
Well, you need to make friends. That's the end of the sentence.
yeah, maybe once things calm down and
this isn't happening, and he kind of just looks up at the sky again.
Stepan, there's something that I need to teach you, or you need to learn on your own, and it's called living in the moment. And it's not called making plans and never following through. So don't say shit like, when this is all over, I'll make friends. Fucking do it now, you piece of shit. You might not even be here when this is all over, dumbass.
You raise a good point. That's true. I mean, hell, we all might not be here in a few days, so
So fucking, what the hell does Sonic the Hedgehog say? Live and learn? Come on. Jeez. Kid? Who is that?
Is this like a friend you made?
Bupo has a lot of storybooks. I might have, read a couple to him. So, really liked Sonic. Thought he had great themes in his stories.
I think Sonic is also a kobold in this world.
Sonic the
Kubo has
Kobold.
read like these little Kubo,
Yeah.
these little kobold
Yeah.
comics.
Sonic the Kobold, so cute. Yeah, definitely, this is so off topic, but I definitely want there to be like a subspecies of kobold that are like hedgehog-like. I love that.
They're just spiky for no reason.
They're just spiky.
Spiky kobold.
Porcupine-looking ass.
Hedgehogs are so cute too.
Yeah, Stepan, come on. Get your fucking shit together. You're Vardanovsky. We live in the moment.
Sure, you know what?
If you die, I'll know and I'll come back and I'll just bring you back to life. You can try again. Why are you scared? Come on.
Sure, you know what? When we get back to Zars today, I'll head into town.
Good. You should. And if you get into a fight or something, man, that's just, growing pains.
That's what this is for. And he just kind of like spins the knife in his hand.
Exactly. You get it.
I mean, yeah, like from what you've seen, he appears to be pretty good with the knife.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, I think you just enjoy, or some more time passes, and eventually, I think you can hear your mother from inside, like calling for Stepan, saying that saying that Dahlia has come to pick them up and take them back to the greenhouse.
I'll see them off, but
yeah, so you and Stepan come back in, and your mother's kind of at like the front door, and there you can see Val's mom waiting for her.
I'm at this woman.
Yeah, I think so. I think you like ran into her
breakfast
maybe when you went there
at
a
their
few
place,
times.
right?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
Petra wasn't there. I don't.
No, I left.
Petra had that
I
whole
hid.
thing, but-
Yeah, because my mom was there, so I wasn't gonna go.
Yeah, I don't know if you've like interacted with her. You might have like seen her from a distance, but yeah, you see
You've seen each other.
you've seen each other.
We've made eye contact. That's about
Yeah.
it. That's it.
You
It's as good as it
waved at each
gets.
other.
Yeah.
Nodded at each other.
Right.
Yeah, when you see her, she gives you a smile that very much makes you think of Val. You can definitely see the resemblance. But yeah, I think you yeah, you part ways here for the time being. Um, let's see. I think I think your brother before you guys leave, he just kind of looks at you and he's like, uh, you're like finding a god or whatever, right? So when you like, I don't know. I hope you kill him. I hope you're the one who kills him. Maybe that would be cool to be like, hey, my sister killed the god. But I don't know. If you do get a few hits on him, just give him one from me as well.
Sure, yeah. Also, did we like send out a news report or something? How does everybody know about this?
People are talking about it.
Oh fuck, I'm
I
not
don't know
talking
where it
about
came from, but, like the world.
everybody's telling me that this is what I'm doing. I never told them that that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't know. He shrugs and he's like, I don't know. That's what people in town are talking about.
Alright, well that's fucked.
Yeah. Kind of seems like they're all expecting you to be doing it. Like I think they're like, who else is gonna do it? Kind of.
Well, I mean, like, I'm not gonna not do it, but they're kind of putting words in my mouth. Whatever. I'll get in a punch for you, I guess. And you get in a punch for someone else.
I think
And by
you
that,
see.
I mean a punch on the fist of another person as you make new friends.
Yeah, you see both your mom and Val's mom both just kind of like raise an eyebrow at that and just kind of look at each other.
Bro fist. It's a kid thing.
Sure, all the kids together.
She
All
like
the
she like
kids,
makes the motion like with her
yeah,
hands.
your
She's
brother
like, you
does it back
know,
to you.
yeah, he gets it. It's a generational, you know. The Gen Zs get it. The Boomers don't. Mom.
Are we on Gen Z right now in this universe?
Generations
Petra,
are so
Gen Z Petra.
Gen Z Petra. She's not a fucking millennial.
Wait, what gen is Lucia then? She's like the lost generation or something.
Yeah, I'm like thinking I'm like generations would be so fucking hard to categorize because everybody has different ages,
Yeah.
like lifespans. So like for humans, we're on Gen Z. But
What are we on for elves?
for elves, maybe we're still on boomers or something.
We're elves.
So that means Varen and like Laura and stuff are boomers.
Yeah, I think that
Like,
means Liana is a boomer too, and I also think that means that we need to break up immediately.
I wonder if you're even like you're not. I think you're not like considered an adult if you're an elf until you're like 120 or something.
Yeah.
So that means what is like one generation? Well, yeah, Lucia's totally out here being the lost generation. Lucia and Essek.
I mean, that tracks. a little bit,
Lucia returning
honestly.
from the war.
Yeah. I mean, actually, yeah, though.
Yeah.
I think Dahlia went to Petra, and she's like, "Is Val around? I haven't really heard from her in a while. Is she doing alright?"
She's been busy. She's been very busy. Doing Val things. Very important Val things.
Right. Well, if you see her, tell her we would love to have her back home for a bit.
I'll let her know. I'm sure she would love to be home. And
And she looks at you and she's going, and you and all your friends are welcome as well.
right, yeah, of
well,
course.
Nice meal. For
Yeah. She's taking care of herself, by the way. I don't want you to think that she's like neglecting that. She's not. She's very good at that. So maybe worry a little less.
Dahlia kind of shrugs. You know, I guess I can't help it as her mother.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. But